My very first Peggy Nisbet doll was bought for me when I was very young. She's here. This one here, in the peach and the lemon. She's called Mary Beaton, and I'd never heard of her before, and I couldn't understand why my mother had bought me a doll that I'd never heard of. But my mother explained that she was one of the 4 Marys. That is to say, 4 young girls, aged only about 5, all called Mary, who went with their young queen, Mary Queen of Scot, also aged only about 5, when she went to move to France, ultimately marrying the French Dauphin and in due course becoming Queen of France. Unfortunately, for Mary at least, the young king died when he was only 16 and had only reigned just over a year. So Mary, as a young widow, returned to France with her 4 ladies-in-waiting. So let's take a look at them all. This one in the beautiful blue is Mary Seaton, and next to her in the darker blue is Mary Fleming. Mary Beaton I've already introduced, and here at the end we've got Mary Livingstone with her strong sleeves. I suspect a bit of an anachronism. You'll notice she's got a red tag because she would have been made in Scotland, because, as I've mentioned earlier, Peggy Nisbet's husband had inherited a property on the borders, and they used that to make dolls for the collectors in Scotland and that could be sold in the souvenir shops, so that someone could go into a shop, say in Edinburgh, buy a doll that was associated with Scotland and know it had been made in Scotland, and you can tell that by the red tags. There did come a point where in the end they had to close down the Scottish side, I believe in about 1985, but these are clearly prior to 85, judging by the tags. So, looking at them, you can see how easily it would be to mistake them for one of Henry VIII's wives. But there are a few things that ring the differences. The number one, of course, is that the underskirt, the beautiful underskirt, peeping through the satin, has got no braid on the edge, as it has with Henry VIII's wives, something I've pointed out in the earlier videos. It's true, Mary Beaton has got this bent over satin edging, which is very beautiful, but it's not the braid the others have. This one again, this could so easily be one of the wives of Henry. She has white fur on her sleeves, but she has absolutely no braid down her skirt. This one is very much a more Elizabethan look with those puffed sleeves. But again, beautifully done, and again, no braid down the side of the skirts where it meets. So here we are, 4 young women, all called Mary, the 4 Marys. And of course, they went over to join Mary Queen of Scots when she married. And here's Mary Queen of Scots in her wedding outfit. And there she is in the other outfit you see her in, which is the Fotheringay outfit, which of course is when she was ultimately executed. So there are 2 versions of her around. So I think it's fairly easy to see. But then what about this one? Now, she came as part of a group that I bought a few weeks ago. Have a look at this one. You should recognise her immediately. There you go. It's another Mary Beaton. And another one in the same set that came with them is this one. It's another Mary Livingstone. So I think this one is Mary Fleming, but in a different colourway. Let me put these away and I'll explain why. If you look at this Mary Fleming, who clearly is Mary Fleming because she's got her tag on her, H248, so historic series, square neckline, French cap, split skirt with no braid, white fur. So I am strongly suspecting that this is the same. She's just got a different colour skirt. But also when you look at her underskirt, it's the same as worn by Mary Beaton and Mary Livingstone. So I think, given that she's come with the other two, also for Marys, I believe that's who she is. So, what do you think? Add your thoughts. I think they're a lovely selection and their clothes are absolutely beautiful. And Mary Seaton's here with her pearl bracelets and her little ruff round her neck is gorgeous. So let me know what you think.